Knows Best.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to Brenna Knows Best. I'm your host, Brenna Berg. Hi, how are you guys? Happy Monday. Hi, let's get started with the write-in submission. This is your reminder that if you have a crazy freaking story, if you're going through something, you went through something, and you want to share, please leave it in the caption below. I have them linked. Okay, you can leave a voice memo. I know I remind you of this like every single time, or you can type it out, but this one was typed out by a girl who listens and she is hysterical, and I'm dying to get into this because I feel like it's relatable. We've had similar-esque stories about mother-in-laws, but I love when it's you guys because I can really talk to you, and then anybody else who is listening, like, this is another listener going through this. Like, I think oftentimes we go through life and like crazy shit happens to us, and it may be crazy and very individual, but like all of us are going through crazy shit all of the time. So anywho, let's get into the story. Hi, Brenna. She's been watching before Carter, so that's like over 2 years now. Holy fuck. Okay, let's just begin. She said, does that make me an OG? Anyway, your pod gets me through all of my driving around as a social worker from place to place. It passes the time well. Anyway, buckle up because this is insane. And I honestly think I only realized how bad it is when I typed this out. Okay, I need your honest, no bullshit opinion because I swear I'm literally living a nightmare, LOL, and I legit wouldn't believe me if I wasn't living it. Okay, my future mother-in-law is actually insane. Not like, haha, she's a lot insane. No, I mean manipulative, wine-soaked, possibly will have a docuseries about her soon, LOL. She's literally crazy. She once full-on fake cried to my fiance because I didn't invite her to a girls' brunch. It was me, my girlies, and some mimosas. No boys. None of the other girls brought their mother-in-laws. She somehow turned that into me trying to isolate her son from his family. Girl, it was brunch. We were talking shit and drinking orange juice. It was not that deep. She also constantly calls me by his ex's name. Like it's not even subtle, and she's still close with the ex and her family. She sends them Christmas gifts, goes out to lunch with them, the whole thing. One time she literally said to my face, I always pictured her being the one to marry my son. That would send me into orbit. If Carter's mother said to me that she always thought Carter would marry his ex instead of me, perfect. I'm slitting her throat right then and there. Oh my God. Also, this girl said, honestly, I can't even believe I didn't punch her in the face. LOL. But no, for real. What the fuck? The literal worst thing ever, Brenna. Don't even get me started. So we were planning to just elope, but for the sake of our families, we decided on a small 50-ish person wedding. Okay, so they're engaged. This was very important to her and my mom too, I guess. But I almost lost it when she told us she can't make it to our wedding. And guess why? She already committed to going to an event with my fiance's ex-girlfriend's family. You 100% read that right. She chose them over her own son's wedding. And when we called her out, she hit us with the classic, I can't believe you're making me feel like a bad mother. Bestie, you did that all on your own. Oh my gosh. You're having a wedding. Literally, partially 50% of the reason is that she can come. She can't make it to your wedding because she has plans with anybody, period, but especially your fiance's ex-girlfriend's family. I'm sorry. That is actually insane. That, like, the fact that she couldn't move around plans with anybody, you can. That's what I'm saying. She could move around any plans, but also the fact that it's with the, why is she so close? Here is my problem. I, as a 27, almost 28-year-old woman, believe that you should not stay friends with the exes, and like it's uncomfortable and weird for the future partner. As a grown ass woman, the mother, for her to stay in contact, I can understand. I don't like think it's okay, and I don't think it's normal. I could understand why the ex, the young gal, okay, would stay in contact with the mom, because oftentimes I feel like we do this because we want to stay in close, and like if she, wants to be in touch with her ex's family, like I understand as a young person not why they would do it, because I don't think you should do that, but like them doing it because it's a tale as old as time, and maybe you've done it. And I have had a hard time like letting go of my ex's family, and as much as I want to think it's good intentioned and it's because I love them, it is because like I've always gotten along really well with ex-partners' families, but like you're also doing it to like keep that, not necessarily the door open, but like you want to still be there, and you also love that your ex's family loves you. Like it feels good, right? And like whether there's a new girlfriend, that's just so fucking weird. It's just so weird. There's no reason for that, and like you're just being weird. I remember seeing a TikTok, and it was like over Christmas time, and it was a girl, and she like made this video, and it went super viral, and it was like her ex's sister. She's like, when you and your ex's sister are so close, this man like brought home his new girlfriend. Granted, they were like in their 20s, but it's like you're doing that just to make that girl uncomfortable. Like I'm just like, I can never understand, like even if you were married for 10 years and super close with the family and what have you, like you take a step back. Like if I were married and let's say, wait, I hate using Carter because we're never going to get a divorce, but if Carter and I were married for 10 years and we divorced for whatever reason, and he has a new partner, and I still love his parents because I do love his parents, but I know that him and his new girl are going to be there and I had plans, like why the fuck would I be there? Like why would I hang out? Like no normal person would do that. I'm sorry. Like you're just doing it to like try and one up the new girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like I don't care what you think. Like no, that's actually insane. Okay, wait, let's keep going. Okay, so she's gonna miss your wedding because she's hanging out with your fiance's ex-girlfriend's family. Got it. Totally normal. She also already has baby names picked out for our future children. She fully decided and embroidered onto custom baby clothes and items. I wish I was joking. She showed me a onesie with the name Lacey Lynn on it, like it was a normal thing to do. I have never said I liked that name. I have never also agreed to that name. It's actually the worst name ever. I hate it. It would be different maybe if it was my fiance's last name or something. She's just naming our imaginary baby, and we don't even know when or if we will have a daughter. What the fuck? And I can't believe I even have to say this, but she has also told me multiple times that she hopes we aren't having sex. She said, I just really hope you're not being intimate. My son is so sweet and innocent. What the actual fuck? This has to be a joke. My son is so sweet and innocent. Okay, she said after that, babe, he is 28. We are engaged. We are two consenting adults. He is 28 years old and his mother is hoping he is not having sex. What a fucking weird thing. Regardless, like you can have that hope. I just like, y'all, I am so sorry, and I'm going to go on a tangent here, and I've talked about this on TikTok when I was talking about that Mormon girl not that long ago. We already went into this. I understand that religious people, and actually, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. This woman is a Mormon, but her son is no longer. So there's more to the story, which that adds to this sex part. even as a very religious, like I know that they deeply believe, and what I'm gathering is that, which one of the reasons, and I understand that they don't want people to have sex outside of marriage and like before marriage, is because they don't want to create homes with dysfunction, like single parent homes. Like if you get pregnant and you're not in a marriage and then you break up, like that by any standard is not good. Okay. And here, we've already talked about this. I'm pretty sure I talked about this last week. I believe that a single parent is better than like abuse, than having two parents that hate them. Like in the perfect world, yes. Would two loving and healthy parents for a child or children be the best? Yes. And I think that's scientifically proven, obviously. Okay. If it's two good, happy, healthy, loving parents, yes. Okay, but if it's not that, then I don't think having two parents is better than one if it's not a good relationship, or like one of the parents is like not sane. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so when the religious aspect comes into this conversation, I understand that yes, in a perfect world, two parents is better than one if it's good circumstances. And here's where you kind of lose me, is I think that religious people, they like say that it's kind of like a soul tie, like who you have sex with, like that is a special thing and should only be with one person, which like, if that's what happens and that's your life, I think that's incredible. But like, for example, I have had sex before Carter and so has he. I don't think that our relationship is any less loving than if we would have waited, and we would not be in the scenario we're in if we had waited. Like my life would be so different, which like on one hand, it's like, why would your life be different if you didn't have sex before? But it just like is. And I also believe, oh, Brenna, you're kind of going crazy here. I believe that like having sex and like getting comfortable with my body has helped me become so confident. And I also, again, I don't want this to be like I'm promoting just like having casual sex like with partners in the past. Like I remember, and this might just have to do with age as well, but like when you're so young, like I had sex for the first time when I was in high school, like you're so insecure, you know nothing, you're insecure in your body, like relationships are weird. And I feel like it was a part of me maturing and gaining confidence, like having different partners and boyfriends and sex and like things like that. So like, I just think my life, like if I were a virgin still at 28, which like is not a problem. Like I'm just saying like if I were, I am not right now, but if I were, I think my life would have panned out so differently because I don't think I would be as sure of myself as I am. I think I would have like less experiences. I think like I would view the world differently, which I would. Like I just think all of these little things make a big difference. And I think like every single decision, boyfriend, sex, like all these small things make up not only who I am, but like other decisions that I made. And like, I just don't think that Carter and I would be where we are right now if we hadn't had sex. And I also don't think I would be such a healthy mind and like we would have such a healthy relationship if I didn't have the past relationships and have sex in those relationships. Like I think it kind of goes hand in hand, if that makes sense. So like on one hand, I understand like if two people wait to have sex and they don't believe in premarital sex and like each of them, it's their only partner and they get married and the relationship is good and healthy and wonderful, I imagine that's incredible. And I don't think like having sex or not having sex is going to make a relationship be good or not be good. But I don't think because I had sex prior and Carter had sex prior that like our relationship, I feel like, thank God, you know what I mean? And we have like the healthiest relationship ever. And that's just my thoughts on it. And it's hard for me to like adults when they really push that and believe that. And if you're religious, like that's how you justify it. So like they will never see my point of view. But I just think that's so weird. Like you're saying, she literally said, I just really hope you guys are not being intimate. My son is so sweet and innocent. Like, why is that something you even want? Like at 28, like words I would use to describe my son, I hope aren't sweet and innocent. I hope he's kind. I hope he is is like, he has good morals, but like sweet and innocent. And that's where like you kind of lose me. I think also when it comes to religion and like having sex, it's like a purity thing. And like a woman is only pure if she's a virgin. And I just think that way of thinking is just like a little bit not good. Like it can be bad. I think it can be good, but I think oftentimes it is not good. And like, I don't think a woman should feel good about herself only if she's quote unquote pure, meaning she's a virgin. Like it's like this exact thinking. Like my son is so sweet and innocent. Like again, why would you want, not that would you want, but like why is that something you would even use to describe your 28-year-old son as? Like Carter's 28 years old. If his mom was sitting at home like, my sweet and innocent little boy, like he's not a child anymore. He's 28 years old. He has a job. Like he pays for his life. Like I don't know, that's just like, those are words that I just think are weird to describe like a full-blown adult as. That's fucking crazy. Okay, let's keep going. But she said, oh my gosh, wait. She said, what do you think is happening? Bible study? LOL. Also, gross? Yeah, you're 28 years old. That's really odd to me, but let's keep going. She tries so hard to present as this ultra conservative Mormon woman, but let's be real. She's basically on a first name basis with every bottle of red wine at the liquor store. And okay, wait, sorry, I'm like pausing so much. I do have a problem. Like, be religious, be whatever you want to be. But if you are going to, like, if she wants her son to be a virgin, right, or like not have premarital sex, if you are going to be a religious person, and this is just my opinion, and I don't know religion, you guys know this, if you are going to call out other behaviors, if you are going to judge other people, but yet you aren't following the religion as strictly as you should, you can't say a fucking thing. Like, here's the thing. Oh my gosh, Carter's dad, he is a Mormon man to a T. Like, he has not a single thing or doesn't do a single thing outside of the religion. He has never drank. He did not have, premarital sex. Like, he literally doesn't cuss. He is like the perfect religious man, right? Therefore, I think, and he doesn't judge others. He never comments on somebody else, like what they choose to do with their life, and like judge other religious people, which I think is like normal. And I don't know why you would judge another person and how they are religious anyways. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, if you are going to judge another Mormon or whatever your religion is, you better be perfect. Because like, how is this girl? One thing about Mormons, they don't drink. I don't know if you didn't know that. They do not drink. They don't believe in, well, they can't even drink fucking coffee, let alone alcohol. That is a part of their religion. So like, if she wants her son, who is no longer Mormon, which we'll get into, but even regardless, like if you want to judge somebody for their behaviors, you better be living up to your own expectations. I just like, that's what I think. I find it hard to like listen to somebody when like they're critiquing another person, but like they're not perfect, which we're all not perfect. So like, don't fucking judge other people is basically the moral of the story. But anywho, okay, let me keep going. She'll go on about purity and modesty and then down a Costco-sized glass of wine while talking shit about her neighbor or me. I can't make this stuff up. I tried to talk to my mom about it, but it actually just infuriates her so much, so I can't. Oh, that is hard. Yeah, you got to be careful what you say to like friends and family. Not in a relationship aspect. This is another conversation that I want to talk about. People are always like, you shouldn't talk bad about your partner to your friends, which yeah, I hope you're like not just talking shit on your partner, but like, let's say that me and Carter had like a hard conversation about something we were going through. I am going to talk to my bestie about that. Like, I'm not talking shit on my partner, but like if we're going through, we're trying to decide, like, let's say for example, Carter wants to go to Christmas at his parents' house, but I want to go to Christmas at my parents' house. And we're like talking about that. It's like things like that. Like, I'm going to talk to my bestie about it and be like, oh, we had this conversation, like venting, but not like talking shit. Does that make sense? Like, if you're just straight on, if you hate your partner and talk shit to your friends, like that's just a bad relationship. But I will never subscribe to how people are like, you shouldn't talk about your marriage to other people, because you know how many women are abused and in bad things and they have no idea because they don't talk to their friends about it. Like, I think the overall good is worth it. And also, if you have a best friend that's going to hold something against you, like, number one, if you are talking shit about your partner, this is my first point, I think, like just straight up talking bad about your partner and like he does this and that and the other, I would highly suggest you reevaluate that relationship. But like, let's say in a one-off, you like say something about your partner. If your best friend holds on to that until she dies, like if it's like he hit you or he like did something terrible to you, that's different because like that's literal abuse and that's not okay. But like if you said that he did something and like she cannot let go of it and like she always now holds a grudge against your partner, I also don't think that's a good friend. You know what I'm saying? So like it's kind of like a double-edged sword here, but anyways, let me keep going. But she was saying how she talks to her mom. I have complained to my sweet, sweet grandma about like characters and like things that have happened and she like hates them. And I'm like, yes, grandma, ride for me. And this is people that she's like okay to hate because I also hate, but like, you know what I mean? With your family and if you're really close to your mom, I can imagine that like she would lose it, which thankfully, hopefully she doesn't have to see that person if the mom's not even going to the wedding. But anywho, okay, Brenna, I genuinely think she hates me because I'm not Mormon and neither is my fiance. He left the church when he was 18 and never looked back. But it's like she sees me as the evil whore who stole her Mormon boy away. And that might be true. I don't want to like sit here and like say, yes, that's like what's happening. But I do believe that like, again, when Carter left the religion, which he kind of left in high school, again, it's not like you just like leave, but Carter just stopped. Like once he could drive, he stopped going to the morning hour Bible study and like all of the bullshit. And like, I think his parents for a little bit of time, like really pushed against and like did not like that and like fought it. But after a few years, you know, he went away to college and so on. I think they came to terms with it. Now, like, do they deeply believe that we're not going to make it to the highest level of heaven? Yeah, because they believe that you have to be Mormon and go through the mission and go through the whole temple situation. There's like all these things you have to do to get to the highest form of heaven. Like his dad really believes that like, well, wait, I also believe that they think you are forgiven when the time comes. So maybe not, but I think there are 3 levels of heaven. It's like 3 tiers. Like there's the first, the second, and the third. And so like to make it past the tiers, like you first, if you want to make it to the highest level of heaven, and I hope I'm saying this correctly, I'm pretty sure I'm like pretty close. You have to be baptized and then you have to go on a mission and then you have to get married and you also have to do like an atonement. Oh, maybe that's not correct. Now I'm not so sure. But there are like 4 things, I think: baptism, mission, marriage, and something else, I believe. What's that called? Confirmation? Oh, maybe that's not. But I think they might have a different word for it. Oh, now I'm not so sure. But there are like these 4 things that you have to do to make it to the highest level of heaven. And I think like, for example, if you were baptized, but you went on a mission, but you like, let's say never got married or like got divorced. Oh, you know what else they believe? They believe that who you marry is like your soulmate and like that's who you'll go to heaven with. So like, let's say you get married and divorced and then remarried. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's like the first husband or like the first wife that you marry. Like that is your like that's who you married, because obviously they don't believe in divorce and like that's who you're going to be in heaven with. Something like that. And again, like the Mormon religion has kind of changed over the years. Like obviously they used to believe in polygamy and like it's kind of gotten modernized, so things have changed. But excuse me. Anywho, she might, like, whether she subconsciously knows it or not, or like consciously knows it, there probably is this stigma within her. And I'm not going to say she hates you, but like the whole ex thing and like saying that to you, like she's clearly just like a little bit off her rocker. It might have to do with the religion. It might not. It might be a combination of the two. But like, I do think these very hyper religious, especially the Mormons, like, even though he left before he met you, the church, like you definitely didn't take him away from the religion. Now, here's the thing. Was the ex a Mormon? Because if his ex-girlfriend was a Mormon, like the parents, the mom definitely wishes he would have stayed with her to then like bring him back into the faith. I'm sure like there are a lot of different variables, or if she's not, I don't know. She just clearly is like weird and like is being annoying. But yeah, there's probably an undertone. I'm not going to say she hates you, but like, I could also say, yeah, it kind of makes sense. The one thing keeping me sane is that my fiance and I are solid. Great communication, genuinely in love, completely on the same page. He's on my side, but he tries not to get in the middle because he knows she's a lot. He keeps the peace, but he knows she's messed up. He is so kind and sweet and hardworking. He is near the end of his residency. He is making such a great doctor and has worked so hard to finish med school. He took out loans to pay for it, so like you and Carter, we are left with a large bill to pay. And that's another thing she judges. She's mad that we won't accept her money or the church's money to pay it off. Fuck that. Yeah, that's a slippery slope. Money can be so enticing. Like if Carter's parents were like, we would wipe out that $100,000 that you guys have left. Would I think about it? Yes. And also it depends on the people, but like this woman is the type of woman to hold that over your head. Oh, I will say that the Mormon community is like so kind, and like, you know, they all have to pay 10% of their earnings, like the tithe. Like you have to show your taxes and like pay 10% to the Mormon church. But I will say, do they have like billions of dollars? Yes. However, they do like really help those that need help. Like there are like Mormon people in the community that are like, you know, not super well off. Like they help them. They provide food. They bring, like, if somebody's going through a hard time, you can best believe a Mormon person is coming from their ward and like dropping off baked goods and things. Like they are very supportive of one another. And the way that she said the church's money to pay it off, like I believe, I'm not sure how that works out, but like, yeah, you don't want that on your hands because how are they going to hold that over you? No. So props to you guys for making that decision. And also it sounds like you guys have such a great relationship, and thank God. And I don't want to say like he needs a backbone or anything, because like it is his mother. You know, we've had stories on this podcast where like the man literally, like his wife was being attacked and he wouldn't say something. That's fucking crazy. But like, unless if she were like outwardly like being mean to you, I hope he would step in and say something to her. But I also understand when it's like easier to just like let it go, like just let her be and just kind of like, yeah, he doesn't like, what is he going to say to her? How is he going to make her stop like acting the way that she's acting, you know? So I totally respect and support y'all's relationship, and good for him that he's going to be a doctor. Carter's dad went to, obviously, he was a doctor or is a doctor and was in residency when him and his mom got together. And then they had 2 kids while he was in residency. They had no money. They literally, because in residency, you get paid like dog shit. You get paid, but it's like literally minimum wage, which is freaking insane. Obviously, it paid off in the long run, but like a lot of similarities here. Anyways, okay. So Brenna, am I the asshole for wanting to go no contact with her after the wedding? I'm exhausted. I feel like if I keep trying to keep the peace, I'm just letting her slowly chip away at my sanity. But if I cut her off, I'm scared of being seen as a crazy bitch who ruined my fiance's relationship with his mom. Thanks, Brenna. Sorry this was so fucking long, but like it felt so good to type this out and get it off my chest. Anyway, bye. Okay, first of all, I love you. Second of all, you are not the asshole. And what I would suggest is like, I'm in full support of you going no contact, or what do they call that? Low contact, minimum contact. Whereas like, yeah, you guys get married, that's done. And then you just keep a distance. I don't know if you guys live in the same place, but like just keep the contact to a minimum. And like, she already has believed a narrative about you, the whole Mormon thing. She's like clearly favors the ex, which is fucking crazy and disrespectful. So if anybody's gonna think you're crazy for like going no or low contact with her, that's on them, because she's being like so immature for being a grown ass woman. And it's just on your fiance. Like you guys have a conversation about what that looks like. But yeah, I would just say like, babe, I would just like really like to, you know, keep a healthy distance. Like you can go see her, or I'm happy to go with you from time to time, but like I don't plan on having a close relationship with her because like I can't deal with this. And like, she is insane. Yeah, you guys just figure out what that looks like together and go from there. And obviously don't like, yeah, you're not going to make him not have a relationship with his mother. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think naturally, and if he is a good man, like he will prioritize you, because like that's what it should be. You are now his family, you are his wife. And I think that you guys have more and more conversations. I don't think it'll be crystal black and white or like crystal clear of like what this looks like moving forward, but like that's for y'all to figure out. My final thoughts are that I support you in whatever decision you want to do, and I am not a believer, as all of you know, in like family is thicker than non-family. Like I don't believe that just because somebody is your family, even if it is literally your mother, that you owe them like all of these things. Because here is the thing: if they disrespect you and like she is actually out of her mind, I think keeping a healthy distance will be good. And I also think that you have to create boundaries around yourself, and then they will understand. They'll either come around to it or they won't, but like whatever narrative they write about that is on them. Like you do everything that you need to do to take care of yourself. Like I have had to make boundaries with multiple people in my life and also in Carter's life, and guess what? Everybody got in fucking line, because it was like, we're not dealing with like whatever this is that you're making us do or making us feel. Like I don't want to be around people that don't make me feel good and that aren't kind to me, and that like, you know what I mean? And like that's exactly what you're doing. And I think that if the mom wants a place in your life, especially if you have children in the future, which clearly she's so excited about, she's literally naming them, I think you need to create these boundaries now. That way she can get in line when the time comes. It's like, no, we want you to like be in our lives. Like that's the thing, like with these people, it's like, no, we don't want to have to do this. Nobody wants to cut somebody off or create a boundary to like stop them from like being in your life. But it's like the way that you are acting right now is just like not kind and not respectful to us, and therefore we need to set this boundary. So props to you for even dealing with that, because I would lose my motherfucking mind. So yeah, go no contact or low contact. But just the main thing that I'm worried about or want you to be cognizant of is just like getting on the same page, because that is his mother, no matter how crazy. So like there's just a different relationship there, and just make sure you're respecting him, but like also take care of yourself, like advocate for yourself. And it sounds like he's a wonderful man and he gets it, and like you guys are on the same page. And I think that if you just tell him how you're feeling, he'll get it, and then you guys can work that out together. Okay, next. Am I the asshole for giving my husband a pregnancy test as a birthday gift? Hi, I am 23 female and my husband, 25 male, birthday was 1 week ago. I don't think that was a complete sentence, but anyways, let's keep going. We've wanted a baby for a really long time, and when I found out I was pregnant, I was so excited. Knowing my husband's birthday was in 3 days, I decided to keep it a secret and give the test to him as a part of his birthday gift, because he wouldn't be expecting it. And in my head, it would make it more shocking / exciting. At least that's how I thought it would be. Perhaps that was a dumb thought. Now, this was not going to be a big party with tons of people. My husband didn't want that. So it was just going to be the two of us. He was going to open his gifts. We were going to eat a nice dinner, and it was going to be chill and intimate. With this in mind, I didn't think giving him the pregnancy test as a gift would be a problem at all. If it were a big party, I wouldn't have done it, because it would have taken the entire focus off of him. But this was a small party, just me and him. A small party, just the two of you. Just say we were going to birthday dinner together. Like we went out to dinner for his birthday. I don't even know if you call that a small party. Okay, but anywho. When it came for me to give him his gift, the pregnancy test was in a small box, and I told him to open it last. He was super happy with all of his gifts, and when he opened the box with the pregnancy test in it, his demeanor changed. He seemed upset. I asked what was wrong, and he said it was a stupid gift. And how could you hide something like this from me? You knew this for so long and hid it? I explained to him it was 3 days. I thought it would be a wonderful gift. Like I said, we've wanted a baby for so long, and I thought he'd be happy. He said that he was happy, but the timing for me to tell him was horrible, and that it was his birthday, not a celebration of pregnancy. I'm sorry. What the fuck are you talking about? What man, when he learns that his wife is pregnant, when they've wanted to become pregnant, would be upset at all? At all. I don't give a shit how into your birthday you are. You can be the biggest birthday bitch in the world, and you find out that you're pregnant with your wife, you would be excited. Oh, that is actually so sad, first of all, and so terrifying. Like, does he not want a baby? Because that's what it's sounding like. Oh my gosh. I was confused, hurt, and upset. So many emotions at once. I called him immature, and that led to a fight. He slept on a couch that night. Oh my God, how sad that you find out you're pregnant and like it's a negative experience all around. Oh, that breaks my heart because that should never be the case. This past week, he hasn't talked to me too much. Whenever I try to bring it up, he just says, stop, we're past it. It was dumb of you. Stuff like that. He doesn't tell me how happy he is or any celebration about us being pregnant. Whenever I talk to him, he doesn't really reply. It's just yes or no or a grunt. I feel horrible. I didn't think this would be a bad gift. I thought he would love it. Am I the asshole for doing this? I really thought it was okay, but I'm starting to think he's right and I shouldn't have done this. Oh my gosh, no, that like, what a wonderful thing. That is actually genius. And now I'm like trying to think about how I can plan my pregnancy. That way it's around Carter's birthday and I can do that because how sweet. Like, oh my gosh, if roles were reversed and for some reason Carter found out I was pregnant before I did and he surprised me on my birthday telling me, that would be like the most special birthday ever. That would be like the best gift you could ever receive. Holy fuck. Something has to be very wrong with like the marriage or like him wanting a baby. Like how, number one, the fact that he's saying that's a bad gift and like that was his immediate reaction is so jarring and not okay. But even after that, he still hasn't said one thing about being excited about the pregnancy. Oh, that is yikesville. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, but there's an update because people leave comments and she is answering to those, which I'm not really going to read the comments. But number one, no, my husband has never acted this way towards me before. We've argued before, but it has never led to the point where he ignores me. To all the comments asking what I mean by wanting a baby for a long time, we've been married for 4 years and we agreed from the start about wanting children. Oh, because like what? They got married. She's 23. Her husband is 25. So they got married at 19 and 21. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but that's okay. Everybody's lives are different. Number 3, yes, we've been trying to have a baby. I didn't stop taking birth control secretly, nor did we stop using protection accidentally. This was something we were both originally wanting. Number 4, I didn't tell anyone before him. He was the first person to know. Number 5, I thought I clearly stated we were alone for the party, but we were alone. There wasn't any other people around. It was just us. That's hilarious. People in the comments are confused because she said it was a small party. And yeah, it was just like a birthday dinner with the two of them. Okay, number 6. Also, I don't know how to get rid of these numbers, so ignore them, but I don't want to kick him out or leave him. I really would appreciate advice on how to go about talking to him if you have any advice. Number 7, I don't want to get an abortion. No, okay, people in the comments are obviously crazy. Yeah, that's insane, and that actually makes me so sad. Oy, like clearly he wasn't wanting the child or like something very fishy and weird is going on because like there is no other reason that he wouldn't be excited. And like literally no matter how much, like even, you know, the birthday bitches, like, you know, the girls that like eat shit, breathe, sleep, like cannot wait for their birthday. It's like the best day of the year, that like need everything to be about them. Even that person, let's make it a man, but like, you get what I'm saying? Like even that person who is in a healthy, happy marriage that has been trying to have a child would be happy about that. And it's a dinner, the two of you. I think that's amazing. I think that was like the most precious gift ever. That is so crazy. One of the comments says, congratulations on the baby. Condolences on the husband. The next comment, I think he didn't actually want kids. Oh, and then somebody else said, which you should not say this, my husband reacted like this after actively trying for a baby. Found out later that he had a girlfriend on the side and felt equal parts guilty / trapped. I'm not suggesting it's the case here, but the response to baby news in a healthy relationship would be joy, not this. Gird your loins, darling, and good luck. Gird your loins? Okay, that's crazy. Anywho, yeah, that is so bad. I don't know what you do in that scenario. You talk to your husband and try to get him excited about it. I'm not really sure. Okay, we're going to move along. Next. Am I the asshole for expecting my husband to be home every night that we have his kids, my stepkids, at home? Hi, my husband has 2 kids from his previous marriage, both boys, 12 and 14 years old. They are sweet kids, but they're teenage boys and they're wild. They tend to get into fights, they're messy, and listening is not their best life skill at this stage of brain development. I do not have biological kids of my own. I met these kids when we started dating about 4 years ago, and we've all lived together for about 2.5 years. Long story, but we moved last summer about 60 miles from our old home. The move was because the boy's biological mother got remarried to a guy who lived in a different part of the state. To avoid the kids bearing the brunt of the commute, we agreed to move. My husband still commutes to work, and I work from home full time now. We have 50-50 custody of his kids. During the school year, we never have the kids on Monday or Tuesday nights. My husband enjoys playing in low stakes bar poker games, so he generally does that on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's a very long drive to the venue where he plays, so he stays with friends near our old house on those nights and doesn't come home. Not my favorite arrangement, but I go out of my way to ensure he feels like he has autonomy to enjoy his hobbies, something he definitely didn't have in marriage number 1. I'm sorry, your grown husband with 2 kids. I understand you don't have him on those nights. He goes and plays low stakes bar poker and then stays at his friend's house. Even if that is true, I'm not suggesting cheating. I'm so sick of grown men acting like boys. Like, what are you talking about? You're staying over at your friend's house? That is so weird. And I know that I have such strong opinions, and like, I know I can be so annoying at times, but that is weird. That is so weird. Your husband does not come home, and I don't care if it's 100% truthful. What are you talking about? Find somewhere else to play. Play online. Like, that is so odd. And like, I hate to like be so judgmental, but like, I just don't believe that something like that. And like she said, not my favorite arrangement, but I go out of my way to make sure he feels autonomy because he didn't have that in his first marriage. You should not need to compensate for what he had in a past relationship or did not have. If you don't like that, you speak up. And like, I already know that this isn't a good marriage. And I know that I'm jumping from A to fucking Z, but like, what husband does not sleep at home on a Monday or Tuesday night? Does he work? Like, what are we talking about? Wait, what did she say that he did? My husband still commutes to work and I work from home. That is so odd to me. I'm sorry. I'm going to just keep moving along, or I'll just keep harping on the issue. The issue has come up with regards to our summer custody schedule, which switches to 1 week on, 1 week off from the normal school year schedule. It recently came out in conversation that he expected to still play in his poker game on Tuesday nights during the summer, and that he was fully planning on staying with friends and not coming home those nights. It has always been our understanding and agreement that he would be home any night that we have the boys here. Yeah, no, fuck. They're his kids. When I brought this up, he told me he didn't think it was a big deal to not be home one night a week and to expect me to handle everything on those nights. I'm sorry. No. And I don't care if you guys had been married for 10 years. Those aren't your kids. And that relationship, like, I'm just thinking, I always bring myself into these conversations. My mom got married to my stepdad when I was 5. Even when I was 15, if my mom was not home, and why the fuck would I go to her house to be with my stepdad? Like, he was in my life like my whole life, but that is still weird. Like, he was just as prevalent as anybody else in my life, but like, I would not be at my mom's house if my mom was not there. Maybe if she ran into town. Okay, yes, of course, there are circumstances. Maybe she went to go grab grab something or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, then we're there. Like, we would do every other weekend. So, like, yeah, which I don't remember her ever leaving. But, like, if there was something quick that she was doing, or even if she went to grab dinner, okay, I understand. Me and my brother can play video games. We can play in the yard, whatever. But, like, he's not gonna be there in the nighttime. No. The fact that you're coming on Reddit and talking about this instead of just talking to your husband and saying, no, quit playing your fucking poker, you gambling asshole. I'm sorry. Which, like, it's not that serious, but, like, you can't not play poker. There's got to be other ways that you can play poker. You tell your husband, no, you're not going to play your low stakes poker every Tuesday night. Like, please, it's like 3 months the summertime. It's crazy that you let him do that during the year. And I don't think you should let your husband. I don't like that verbiage, but, like, that is weird. That's freaking weird. Anywho, I am super uncomfortable being here with them alone. They make me anxious. I hate when they fight, and I don't think it's my place as a step parent to discipline them. If they were kids who just read books and sat in silence all night, I might feel differently. But there's an always greater than 0% chance that someone is literally throwing punches, and I have no interest in being solely in charge of that situation. I already am the default parent for laundry, school pickup, scheduling meals, and the primary caretaker anytime during school breaks, since I'm the one who works from home. I have clearly communicated to my husband how I feel about being here alone with them, so he is aware. Then why the fuck is he just not going to poker? Sometimes I think we are so blinded when we are in situations ourselves. Like, we're talking about your husband driving on a Tuesday night to some fucking dungy ass bar to play poker and then sleeping the night at his friends. If that man cannot not do that, just period, but for the 3 summer months on and off again, he can go those every other Tuesdays. If you want to be Mrs. Wonderful Wife of the Year, let him go on the opposite Tuesday when the mom has the kids. But, like, he can't not, like, we're not talking about him being a doctor performing brain surgery on somebody. This is low stakes poker on a Tuesday night. He can't stay home with his children. I get it. When you're a step parent, you're signing up to be a step parent, like, totally. But I don't think, number one, she said I don't discipline as a step parent, which I don't think that's necessarily correct, which everybody can feel the different ways about that. But, like, even when I was a nanny, I'm disciplining those kids. Like, I have, like, you are just an adult and an authority figure. I hope that you would, like, step in and, like, discipline. I understand as a step parent, it would be hard. Like, if my stepdad was, that's not true though. I feel like I listened, and same, like, my dad dated a girl for, like, quite a bit of time in my teen years. That bitch disciplined me. She yelled at me. Right? I listened. Like, you know, did I love it? No, because it's, like, not my mom, but, like, she still was an adult and an authority. But anyways, I'm sorry, your husband's a bitch. Okay, let's keep going. Beyond how it impacts me, I don't think it's a great example for the kids either. Totally. It's not like my husband is on work trips. It's like, hey, dad would rather play poker than be here with you. I just feel like part of being a parent is you have to plan your life around kid stuff. My husband already has it easier than most because of the joint custody and the fact that I am happy to sacrifice some of the few days we would have alone for the two of us so that he can pursue his hobby. So serve it to me straight. Am I the asshole here? My husband is making me feel like I am, but I just feel like this is me making a reasonable ask and trying to set a very legitimate boundary. Yeah, he is I think he's trying to, like, not be a dad, and I get it. That probably stinks, and you so badly want to go play poker. Again, like, I'm so sick of men acting like little boys. Like, you want to play poker with your friends instead of be a parent. I get it. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to let go of all of their responsibilities of being a parent or work or whatever? But you have to do these things. You are not a child anymore. This is, like, one of my complaints with, like, video games. Like, parents, and I get it, like if the kids go to sleep and your husband likes to play video games and he does it after the responsibilities are taken care of, fine. But oftentimes in these relationships where grown men play video games, they are not doing the things that need to be done. And I get it. Again, we would all rather sit on the couch or scroll our phones or read our book or fucking play video games than like take care of the kids some night or like do the responsibilities that we have to do. But we have to do them. We're adults. Your husband's acting like a child. He is acting like a literal child, and like just dropping also, like it's so disrespectful to you that he would just like put that on you. You have to take care of the kids while he's out playing poker. And like, again, this is a relationship, it's a marriage, and like you shouldn't think about it that way, but like it's not only just like childish, but it's so disrespectful to you. It's like him saying that his poker, and like you said, like it also to the kids is like, oh yeah, dad's not here tonight because he's out playing poker. Like they look up to their dad and he's like this degenerate, like maybe he doesn't have a gambling addiction, but like the fact that he can't play poker one night a week instead of watch and take care of his kids. And also like, yeah, I don't know. I think that she's 100% in the right. It's a 100% reasonable ask that your husband doesn't go and play poker one fucking night. And this is my warning sign to women out there, to men, that like it's similar to, which like golfing is a great hobby, but like I know a lot of women that date men and like in your early 20s, they have a tea time every Saturday and Sunday. And like so many women are like begging their boyfriends to like spend time with them. And like some men, when you have a child, they will step in and they will stop doing those things. But I think if he's already neglecting you and like the only time you have off because you both work Monday through Friday is Saturday and Sunday, and he is constantly with the boys at golf and pushes you off and says he's almost done and then gets home at 4 p.m. like that to me is just not a good partner. And like also then get into golf together. Like I'm not anti-golf, like I love golf, and me and Carter actually want to get into it. We were looking at clubs the other night, but it's like, yeah, then do it together. But like if you are literally dating a man who like won't make plans with you, this was my friend that I had back in the past that I always use as the example, where he was like liking Instagram models. He also constantly, like his friends were his life. He was 31 years old and like his friends always came first. It was golfing, it was this, it was that. And like I get it, some people have a lot of friends, but it's like he acted like, if you just looked at his actions, number one, you'd be shocked that he has a girlfriend, because you would think, I don't know when he has time to spend with her, because he's constantly with his friends. And it's like, you're 31 years old. Like I hate to age shame people. And like I always make the joke, you know, like there are men on Hinge that are balding and they're like looking for a short-term relationship, and like everybody's timeline is different. You don't need to want marriage and want kids, but I do think that a lot of us do naturally. I think a lot of women do. And again, if you don't want that, that's fine. You can want a relationship and not want kids, or vice versa. But I just do think, like, again, the poker thing, like it's at a certain age, like what are you doing? And like here's the thing. If you have a girlfriend, like this guy who went golfing with his boys all of the time, like you dated this girl and you asked her to be your girlfriend, and you say that you love her and that you want to be with her, but like your actions are showing a different thing, then like don't have a girlfriend. Like if you like so prioritize your friends and like you want to live this sort of bachelor lifestyle, then do that. But like don't date. You know what I mean? Like it's one or the other. It's like you're on Hinge, like you're literally 40 years old, you're like short term, open to long. It's like, what the fuck are you talking? Then just like get off the apps. I guess like on one hand, it's great that they're being forthcoming and like saying they want something casual, but it's like, what are we talking about? Then like don't date. Like I don't understand like how you're 40 years old and you're looking for something. I guess I am an age shamer. I guess I am going to shame people. Like it's at some point, I think we need to grow up. Like I think that is important. I think prioritizing your friends and like doing fun things and like, you know, living a fun life, like that's amazing. And you can do both. You can 100% do both, especially, and highly recommend dating a person who is like your best friend, and then you can do those things with them and also have your friends and do this and that and like do all of the things. But like you can't just at 30 years old, 40 years old, like, you know, push off your responsibilities so you can play poker on Tuesday nights and stay at your friend's house. Like, that's weird. I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say. You heard my opinions. Next. Okay, this next story just had me dying, and I felt like this is me. So I wanted to share because I thought the girls would think it's relatable. Am I the asshole for rubbing my girlfriend's pregnant belly before she was showing? My girlfriend Kaylee, 23, is like 10 weeks pregnant and she isn't showing at all yet. Last night we were watching TV and I started rubbing her belly. She was fine with it. Then I kissed her belly and she sat up. She asked what I was doing and I said I was kissing our baby. She got upset and started crying. I asked what was wrong and she said I was calling her fat. I told her that I absolutely wasn't, and I was simply just kissing her stomach because she's carrying our baby. She said that she didn't have a baby belly yet, and whatever was there is just because she's fat. I tried saying that she wasn't fat at all, which she literally isn't, but apparently I'd already said it. Then this morning, she didn't eat breakfast, and when I asked why, she said that she was too fat to eat and started crying again. I don't know what to do now. I feel really, really bad about everything. Is there anything I can do to make her feel better? Usually I'd buy her really expensive chocolate from her favorite place and flowers, but I feel like the chocolate isn't the best thing here. Number one, it's like just hilarious. I mean, it's not funny because she's being legitimate. It's not okay that she's not eating, but like, you're pregnant, so you're already probably going through so many like waves of emotion that like I would say that on like a regular day, but then you're actually pregnant and like probably your hormones are so fucked up that you would actually be emotional. But like, I understand what he's saying. Like, clearly he knows she has her baby and like, no, she might not be showing, but like it's growing in there. Hello. But that is honestly iconic and I love her for it. There's a comment that says, not the asshole, but coming from a lady that is currently 39 weeks pregnant, I was very insecure until I started showing. Even now I'm insecure despite it being obvious that I'm not fat. I'm heavily pregnant. She's got a lot of hormones hitting her right now, especially so early on. Don't beat yourself up over it and just try to support her through this time. Her body's going to change a lot and both new and old insecurities can pose. Yeah, okay, it's maybe I shouldn't laugh. I'm not laughing at her, but like it's, you know, like when your boyfriend, like let's say that Carter was like, babe, we should go to the gym. And it's like, oh my God, you think I need to go to the gym because I'm fat? It's like when you take it from here to there, like that's crazy. She's not even showing, I get it. Like, no, he didn't even say anything at all. But like in a girl brain, in a woman brain, like you just take anything when you're not filled with hormones, when you're not pregnant, it's like so easy to switch into like this crazy mode. But then she is pregnant. Like that is so spot on. And I fear that might be me. And I saw that and I said, the girls will love this. Oh my gosh, but I feel bad for him. And like, if she's being legitimate, and she is, like that's how she feels, but like, oh God, that poor man. I can't even imagine. I'm gonna be a raging cunt when I'm pregnant because like I'm not currently. I could be if I wanted to be, but like I'm not. I just feel like I'm really gonna have no self-control when I'm pregnant. And God damn, yeah, look out everybody, it's not gonna be okay. Anyways, I thought that was funny. Next, this is the last story. Okay. Am I the asshole for insisting that our baby takes my 25 female surname instead of my fiance's 26 male? Surname is like last name, but I think that's what foreigners call it. Like your maiden name. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Me, 25 female, and my fiance, 26 male, are currently 5 months along in our pregnancy with our unexpected but very welcome first child, a daughter. Relevant to the story, I am white British and he is of Indian descent, third generation in UK. This is a throwaway as I don't want this to be linked to my actual account. We met 6 years ago at university on a group project where we were sorted alphabetically by surname, and the rest is history. Obviously, I'm not going to put our actual surnames on the internet, but they are both 3 or more syllables and begin and end with the same letter/sound. For the sake of the post, say his is Mukherjee and mine is Mulvaney. Okay, so like they must be very similar. Like Berg and Bert. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good example, but anyways, let me keep going. We have decided our daughter's first and middle names and are looking at the surname situation, which has been heated. I have always been resolute in keeping my surname, and while I always thought I would double barrel any kids' names, which I think they mean like hyphenate, we both agree it would be really unfair for our daughter, as it would be a tongue twister that she would have to explain through school. So I suggested we use my surname as the surname and have his as a second middle name, basically on all important documentation. So if he is taking her anywhere, it's easier and he won't be called out on it. Whilst he said the second middle name was a good idea, he was angry and upset that I want to use my surname when passing the name down is something fathers do. Wait, really quick, let me look back. Oh, they're engaged, not married. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like you should have had these conversations before getting married, and this is why it's really important to have these conversations. If you feel strongly one way or the other, speak that, because everybody kind of has a strong opinion, or like the people that have an opinion typically have a strong opinion, and like that's something you need to figure out. And I would say is a compatibility issue. If you are going to keep your last name and want your kids to have your last name, you need to say that when dating and before becoming engaged to a man, because a man who believes in tradition and wants them to have your name and you to have his last name, that's something you need to be on the same page about. The thing is, in my opinion, surnames are very linked to families, and his family have made it clear that I am not welcome. His parents, despite both being born in the UK, disagree with our relationship and want him to marry another person from his culture. I have only met them about 5 times due to how deeply unpleasant they are to me, and he has a distant relationship to them too. My parents and brother, 24 male, have been the ones to take us under their wings, be there for him, and even offer up our home for a bit when he moved to our city. He is super close to them, and my brother is one of his groomsmen in our wedding next year, and I want to honor them by giving our surname to our child. I want our daughter's surname to represent a place where she and both of her parents are always welcome. He says I have a brother who can carry on the family name, whilst he has a sister who has already had kids, and I retorted saying I don't see why that duty should only be for men. I said it's not the Middle Ages anymore, and I'm contributing as much money and time into our daughter, am growing and birthing her, and have a family who have supported our relationship and her unconditionally. It became a fight, so I went to my parents, the next town over, where I am typing this now so we could have a breather. They don't know the situation. I get that men have come to expect to have the surname, so I really feel guilty, but I want to carry mine on too. Any advice is super appreciated, as I really don't know what to do. Oh, this is like so tricky, and I'm a person who doesn't give a shit. Like, if I kept Berg, I kept Berg. And if I take Carter's name, I take his last name. I am taking Carter's last name because I just don't give a shit. And like, I don't feel this like great tie to the name. Like, I like, for whatever reason, I have the disconnect for both parties. Like, I don't feel like Carter's last name is like his family and we are like passing, like, I just don't really, it's a fucking name. And like, I know that's not correct and like feelings are valid. I just like personally, when I speak on this, I don't think my opinion is like what people want to hear, because I just like don't get it. Like, I think I am me and Carter is Carter and our kids will be our kids. Like, the whole like tradition and past, like, it's a name. Like, I don't think that, like, for example, if me and my brother, let's say my brother was a daughter, he was a girl, and like my dad, like, okay, Berg dies off. Like, the Bergs don't die off. I am still a Berg. I still have my family genes. It's just a name. Like, I don't know. And I don't even think, like, my dad isn't this fucking man who's like, keep the family name. Like, we just aren't those people. Like, nobody in my family, like, feels that strongly. It just is what it is. Nobody that I know. And therefore, like, I don't feel like this crazy thing. Like, what, yeah, two sisters, like, let's say a dad or a male or two parents. I also, like, and I don't mean to, like, set women back a little bit, but I don't love when, like, women, when they want to, you can keep your last name. I don't give a shit about that. But when they use the excuse of, like, I'm birthing and doing that, and I get that, and that's true, and it's incredible, and it's a huge thing, but, like, you and your husband are having the like, I get it, you are birthing, and, like, I hate when people say we're pregnant. Like, I hate when a man says we're pregnant. You're not pregnant, your wife is, but that's your child. Like, I just feel it's similar to, like, joint bank accounts, like how people are anti joint bank account. Like, I think that when a woman says, like, they want to keep their name because they did all the work of birthing the child, like, that just feels like so me, like, I, like, I get it, you are birthing that child, but, like, that was a decision that you and your husband made, and, like, you guys are having the child. Like, if you want to keep your name, you want to keep your name, but when people say that, like how she said, I'm doing all of the work, it just feels like very, like, selfish and very, like, not the right reason. Like, if you have a strong tie to your family and the name and you want to keep your name, pop off, I don't give a shit, right? Like, that's amazing. Like, I get it. And, like, people, you know, I don't know all of the reasons. I'm there. That doesn't bother me. But, like, the second somebody says, like, I'm doing all of the work, I understand, because that is a true statement. The woman is birthing the child. But, like, if you are married and in a happy relationship, like, it just feels like so separate to me. It's like similar to, it's different because it's not a child, but, like, joint finances. Like, I think when people's like, it's this, like, me and him, like, I just view everything as us. Like, yeah, I am the one who's going to give birth to our children, but, like, we are having the child. Like, it's just as much Carter's child. Like, to give the baby your name because it was you who did it. Like, you're having a child with your husband because it's, like, family. Like, again, separate thing. I think you guys will understand what I'm saying. I just want to make this crystal clear before somebody gets so fucking pissed at me. But, like, you guys are having the child. Yes, you were birthing the child, but that just feels like so, I don't know, backwards. Like, I don't feel like you should be having a child. Like, if you're viewing it, it's kind of like keeping tally. It's like when couples, like, when they keep score of, like, you did this and I did this. It's like the guy who the joint finances, or they didn't have joint finances. Like, my wife chose to have that epidural, so she's paying for it. It's like, that's your child. Like, she's birthing your child. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? It, like, gives the same vibes. Do you get what I'm saying? So, again, you can have your own idea and, like, whatever you want to believe is. So I don't feel strongly one way or the other. My very best friend, she's figuring this out with her partner now who's engaged. Like, she is, like, the only person, like, they're all girls. She has a cousin, but, like, she wants to keep her last name going because there's no males, and, like, I think her cousin might have already turned, and so there's no, again, like, you are whatever your last name is. Like, you are that person. Like, it's not as if, like, your family lineage disappears. Like, it's a name. I guess, again, you're talking to a person who just, like, doesn't understand the emotional tie to a name. Like, it's a word. That's just, like, how I view it, which is just how I view it. I don't think it's right or wrong, but, like, they're figuring that out. But I have heard, and I will make this clear, I've had this conversation on my Instagram story. Some women commented when I was like, do you believe in hyphenated, your name, his name, whatever, just to get people's opinions. And there were a few women that were like, our kids are hyphenated and it's a fucking disaster. Like, in terms of admin and, like, all of the things. She's like, it is so complicated. Or these women, they're like, it just, like, can be so annoying when, or, like, you have a different last name. I just, like, I think whatever name you want to take, amazing. And again, whatever you want to name your child, it shouldn't, like, be, changed because of admin, but like that is a lot of life. And like if your kid is gonna have to deal with like all of these like paperwork things and like it's gonna be complicated for them, I don't love that. I think everybody should have the same last name. One thing I kind of don't believe in, which is a hot take, different last names, like you keeping yours and then your husband has like whatever you guys decide. I think you should do the same because you guys are a family. And like, yeah, your kid, like your parents have different last names. I just think that's like, I don't know. It's like these like small things that I think it's a little bit different. Like my parents had different last names because they were divorced. It was like Barrett Berg and then my mom, you know, like, and that makes it, they were divorced. Hello, my mom remarried. I get it. But like your two parents like have different names. I don't know. But again, you guys know this is coming from a person who just like doesn't understand the like emotional tie. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit what you do. I don't care when other people like, I'm not going to say anything. But with that being said, this thing in specific, the family has not been kind. Again, I could understand her point, but I wonder if they got pregnant and then got engaged. Like, again, these are conversations that probably should have been had. That way you guys understood. I think you just got to figure that out with your spouse. But like, oh yeah, tip to everybody out there, have these conversations. I mean, she could go one way or the other, and she feels very strongly about, yeah, I guess like if Carter's family were assholes to us. But again, like I don't think that because he has the same last, like I just don't, this is my brain, and I don't think it's that like, oh, this name, they've been so mean to us. Like I just don't really think like that. So I'm the wrong person to ask, but I thought it'd be interesting to talk about, and that way you think about it for your future husband and kids and like look into it, because yeah. Ooh. But there are cultural things which, like, for example, I think in Hispanic culture, or maybe this is just Mexico, I'm not very like smart when it comes to like culture and countries and things, but like I think they always hyphenate, like it's like the women's name first. Like some cultures, there are certain things you do, and again, those people are going to feel so differently about this than I do. But yeah, interesting. Wait, let me see what some of the comments say. Not the asshole. Is your family welcoming of him? Would he be open to taking your family name on? Yes, my family are very welcoming of him, and he is close to them. He even asked my brother to be his groomsman. I don't think he would want to take my surname. And that's one of those traditional things that like men, like I feel like if I told Carter I wanted to keep our name, he would be like, no. But like I don't want that. Not say no, it would be a conversation, but like I think he is traditional in that aspect. Therefore, and I honestly kind of believe that you should just take the better last name, which like if they're similar, whatever. But like, have you ever heard of people? I know of a couple that just got married and the guy's last name is like kind of goofy and hers is like Smith. And I'm like, why didn't you take her last name? Like, I'm a firm believer, like who gives a shit if it's the man or the woman? It's like, just take the better, the stronger name, whatever you think that is. Or if you're like goofy people and you want the funnier name, or like if your last name is Lovejoy, like I've heard of that last name before, keep that, whether it's the man or the woman, I don't care, but like take the strong last name. That's what I think. But damn, those are my stories, you guys. Something they need to figure out together, and that you and your partner need to get on the same page about if you are dating or thinking about getting married. Anywho, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Happy freaking Monday. Leave your write-ins in the column below. Just click the little link. Let me know what's happening. If I don't read them here, I always read them on Friday, which I think most of you listen to both episodes, but just FYI, in case you left a message, I might have already done it on a past Friday episode. So just know, like, if they're more advice or like a little bit smaller, I just do them over there. But yeah, okay. Thank you guys. Have the best week, and I will see you on Friday. Okay, bye guys.